One night, you will calmly put a knife to your husband's penis and promise to cut it off. It will scare him so much that the next day he will call his family members for a meeting in the house. He will not care for your family members, but you will not care. You won't need them. Your husband's family will crowd the new apartment, a bedroom and a parlor, called self-contained by Lagos agent you got 3 months ago. It will feel like they surround you. They will exclaim, sigh, frown, click their tongues, gnash their teeth, and repeat 1,000,000 times that you committed an abomination. His pot-bellied uncle Buraimo, who always leers at your bosom, will point at you and say, Shebi, I told him not to marry you. I said marry someone from your tribe. Ibu women are dangerous. He will say this while ogling your bosom. Welcome to the Kgosi Bookshelf. It's been a while since I've posted a YouTube video. Yeah, it really has been a while. If it is your first time on my little corner of YouTube, welcome to my little space of BookTube. This is the Kgosi Bookshelf. This platform is active on Instagram and TikTok and X. Mustn't forget X, which was Twitter. And this platform is all about books. And a few months ago, we started a book club from the Kgosi Bookshelf. From this platform, we started a virtual book club because it's been something that people had been asking for. And so I thought, how do we make it beyond borders? How do we not limit people who are not in South Africa? And so a virtual book club came out of it. It's called the Kgosi Readers. And if you would like to be a part of it, click on the link in my bio. And I wanted to share some of the books that we have read so far. Currently we're reading our 5th book, and we've read 4 so far. We've read these 4 books so far. The first book that we started with was actually Homegoing, and I was very excited when this book was chosen because I had been meaning to read it for a while, but I just never got to the chance to reading it. And so when this book was selected, I was so excited because I finally got an opportunity to read it. I had read Transcendent Kingdom by the same author, but yeah, this book is about Effie and Essie, 2 sisters with 2 very different destinies. One sold into slavery, one a slave trader's wife. The consequences of their fate reverberate through the generations that follow, from the Gold Coast of Africa to the plantations of Mississippi, from the missionary schools of Ghana to the dive bars of Harlem. Spanning continents and generations, Gyasi has written a miraculous novel, an intense, heartbreaking story of one family through their lives, the story of America itself. And the general sentiment from the book discussion was that this book is very interesting, very deep, but it was also a very, very heavy book. But I'm happy that this was the first book we chose because I think the first meeting was in December. And so in December, everybody goes home. And I thought that was fitting to it because in December, there's a mass homegoing. And I thought this was a really good book to close off 2023 on. But the Kgosi readers were like, Homegoing is a good book, but it's heavy. And so I thought, what book can we read next? And I'm very happy that the Kgosi readers decided on We Need New Names by NoViolet Bulawayo. If you know me, you will know I will never stop praising this book. I absolutely love reading Darling's story. This book is entertaining, but yet, even though it's told through the eyes of Darling and it can be, some people might struggle to connect with Darling's dictions, Darling's language, what Darling does. But I think she encapsulated her experience as a child living in Zimbabwe during the economic decline, and also when she went to America and experienced, when she was in Detroit, Michigan, and she was experiencing life in the diaspora and realizing that the life that she had imagined in Zimbabwe in America is not what she's living, is not her current reality in America. But it was told in such a way, it was funny, humorous, but also deep at the same point, because you realize what people living abroad in countries that are not home, what they go through and the struggles that they deal with. But overall, if you see this book on your shelf, read it. This is this is a 7-star book for me. The way I've structured the Kgosi Readers Club is that every month there is a theme that we focus on, and then we nominate 5 books, and then we vote for the book that we're going to read. And in February, I was because it's Black History Month and also Valentine's Romance, I was like, let's read a romance book by a Black author, or a book that touches on elements of love, relationships. And the book that was voted for was Nearly All the Men in Lagos Are Mad by Damilare Kuku. And this book was very, very funny. If We Need New Names was funny, this was funnier. Absolutely enjoyed reading these short stories. And yeah, the men in Lagos, we concluded that it's not just the men in Lagos that are mad. Because these stories and what these women go through in these stories, and also what the men put the women through, can be non-localized to Lagos. It could be nearly all the men in Johannesburg are mad, and the stories in here could be the same stories. I enjoyed reading this. It was very entertaining. My favorite chapter was around the pastor's wife. And if you've read this, just or if you have this book, navigate to this chapter. But this book, the opening, the first page was just like, yeah. And in March, I was like, let's read, because it's International Women's Month, let's read a book written by a woman, or a book that has a narrative centered around women's struggles or women's lives. And the book that was voted for was Stay With Me by Ayobami Adebayo. And this is another 6, 7, 8-star read. This was a very entertaining book. I absolutely loved it because it didn't follow a linear structure. So the chapters are spread around different points in time. And as a reader, you kind of have to derive or decipher the story on your own. This is the story of a woman who is married to this man, but they're struggling to fall pregnant. And actually, you know what? Let me not destroy this book for you. Let me not do that. I think you need to read this to discover the story. And overall, we loved the story. And I think this was the ending. The contentious topic here was the ending. Some people were not happy with it. Some people were happy with it. I was happy with the ending. And after you've read this book, reach out to me and I'll tell you why I enjoyed the ending. In no particular order, these are the books that we have read so far with the Kgosi Readers. The next book, the April book, is Paradise in Gaza by Nikamhlongo. And the May book is The 7 Moons of Mali Almeida. And the June book for Pride Month, we're going to be reading The Death of Vivek Oji by Akwekwe Amezi. So if you would like to join the Kgosi Readers Book Club, just click on the link in my bio, which is going to reroute you to the WhatsApp group. And from there, you can interact with the other Kgosi readers and also join our monthly book club meetings. Let me know in the comments what you've read with your book club so far.